You're overweight or obese when you have too many fat cells. But too many fat cells is relative. There are people with excess fat cells that are enormous and perfectly healthy. And there are people not so well endowed who are beset with metabolic troubles. It's not the sheer number of fat cells that is the worry. It's the health of those fat cells. Trouble arises when the fat cells in your belly are on fire or inflamed. Now, at this stage, it's unclear what lights the flame. But we know inflammation underpins insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is to blame for metabolic syndrome, which causes high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, high sugar levels, and big bellies. It's this low-grade inflammation which is responsible for the metabolic upheavals. Putting the fire out should be your body's priority. But survival depends on getting the level of inflammation just right. Too little allows for invading bugs to rise up and win. Too much leaves our own body damaged by friendly fire. We do have specialized cells that control how hot things get. The T-regs are the division of our armed forces tasked with regulating the immune system, that is, keeping it in order. They balance the immune response by controlling the release of special cytokines. The principal way they promote immune tolerance is through the production of interleukin 10, a potent fire-fighting weapon. Oops. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we probe why your fat cells are still on fire. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. So why is the fire chief not using interleukin 10 to stop this inflammation? This is the question a group of researchers from the University of British Columbia recently asked. Using obese mice, the team were able to demonstrate that T-regs buried within the visceral fat tissue, this is the fat where fat cells that are on fire are located, were misbehaving. Instead of turning inflammation down by producing interleukin 10, the cells were actively promoting more inflammation by secreting a pro-inflammatory cytokine known as interferon gamma. When the team probed a little further, they found the reason the fire chief was fanning the flames of the fire was that insulin was telling the T-regs not to release interleukin 10. Since in the insulin resistant, there is lots of insulin. This is a problem. Remember, when cells are insulin resistant, they are not listening to insulin. In a desperate attempt to get some kind of response, the pancreas pumps out more and more insulin. So someone who is insulin resistant is actually not short of insulin. They're swimming in this stuff. The official term for this condition is hyperinsulinemia. The big boys, like the liver and fat cells, aren't listening. But the T-regs aren't big boys. They're law enforcement. They obey. So when the fire chief picks up the insulin call, he responds appropriately, stopping interleukin-10 production. Keeping the fire burning would be the right thing to do if there really was an invader or a famine, the traditional reasons for bodies to become insulin resistant. But the fire chief, he doesn't know. A smoldering fire is what's causing the trouble in the first place. But you do. At this stage, scientists are still trying to figure out what causes the fire. All sorts of things have been implicated, including excess calories, either because we're eating too much or exercising too little, lack of sleep, exposure to pollutants, natural and man-made, alterations in the gut microflora, or, well, whatever. The debate continues. For what it's worth, it's probably not one thing, but a combination. A genetic predisposition combined with one or more triggers lights the flame. Unfortunately, once the fire gets going, it keeps going because insulin is a bossy hormone and around in excess, and Treg cells listen. To dampen the flames, you need to rein in the insulin. You can do this by making lifestyle changes. For tips and ideas, download our free report at www.betterbodychemistry.com and begin the journey today to better body chemistry and better health. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is insulin resistant? Share this video with them so they can learn how to help their fire chief put out the fire. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.